How's it going, guys? It's Gary here.
And Doug here.
Yeah, I'm not. You thought I was gonna.
I wasn't sure. There was a pause.
Yeah, because I used to do a podcast called Lovely Stuff where I would have people up and just ask them a million questions, and it was like 4 hours long. But from now on, you're gonna get me and Doug every couple of weeks, or maybe once a week.
Yeah.
As time goes by, we can pull it into a regular thing like that. But it's not. I'm not hosting anything today. We are at my place, but this is
just a chat, man.
just a chat.
I love it. What
we were talking about before we got started tonight.
Oh, jeez, don't even ask me, man. You were talking about your Mothman.
My Mothman video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
Dude,
No,
it was hilarious.
Yeah,
man. It was great.
I've been pretty active this week. I've been getting up really early because when it's sunny. I feel guilty. You feel guilty when you ruin a day,
Especially in this country, man. And we had so much sun, like, what was it, a month and a half ago or something? We had, like, endless sunshine. And then it got cold for a little bit again.
Yeah.
And that, I think, I'm in the same boat as you. It reminded me, it's like, no. When it's sunny, try and get up.
It's absolutely
Do something with your day.
Yeah, because you never know when we're gonna hit another ice age here in Glasgow, innit?
I know, right?
So I know I've just been getting up. Because like you said, the first time we had the sunny blast, I was kind of like, I would wake up at like 3 in the afternoon, which is kind of normal, and I would just go, oh, I'm a piece of shit. It's by the time I get, my bike together and all that and go out, the sun's
It's an hour to get ready.
Yeah, so I was just like, I'll just play fucking Fortnite again. So, but this time the sun came out, I was like, right, alarm set for 10. Get up, don't care what it is, just do something.
Aye.
So some days it's just going out to a mountain bike trail or something like that, or even just having a wander around the town, or catching up with pals and that, like in the town having a coffee and that. But I did something weird on Tuesday. It doesn't matter what day it was, does it? So I woke up at like 10, and I was like, right, I'm gonna get the bus into town. I thought I'll have a public transport day.
Oh, that's
cool. Got in a peasant wagon and that.
Aye. How'd it go?
So I went into town. I got off at Queen Street Station, and I was like, I wonder what Queen Street Station's looking like these days. So I wandered in, and I was like, I just heard the next train for Balloch leaves in 5 minutes. So I got a ticket for Balloch.
Did you full on just improv your way down towards Balloch?
Went to Balloch. Didn't even really believe that I was going to go all the way there and back, to be honest. Like, I thought I maybe get off at Dumbarton.
Aye.
But no, I went all the way to Balloch. Absolutely blazing hot sunshine, man. And I thought, I'm going to have to use and abuse this day to the maximum. So I got to Balloch. I had a wee coffee at the Tully Inn, which is the first hotel. And I tell you what, I went all the way to Balloch. You still can't escape a table full of fucking football cunts.
I know.
Sitting 2 tables down. It was 1 in the afternoon. There was already like 20 empty pints of tenants sitting there. And they're like, mate, are you the police? Are you... I took my earbuds. I was wearing shades, baseball cap, earbuds in. And I was like, do I look like somebody that wants to be
spoken
to or approached? Do I look like I want to make pals today? And I went, what do you mean? Do I look like the police? And he goes, no. I said, do you look like the police? And I said, do I look like the police? And he goes, no. I said, he said, are you pleased?
Are you pleased?
And I was like, pleased about what? He just went, just fucking life, mate.
Oh
my God.
Okay.
And I was like, I was pleased until you made me take my earbud out.
Aye, I was having a cracking good time by myself here.
I was watching.
You've ruined my mojo, bro.
I was watching Rachel Rocks on Pornhub, like making squelching noises, like. But no, you've kind of ruined my day. So I'm away. So the next protocol was I went for a wander to get away from these guys.
Yes.
And I was just like, right, okay. And I wandered down the water to have a look at the boats. And then...
Yeah, in the middle of the lockdown there. Balloch's where I grew up.
That's right, yeah. You were there. What did you call it in the message the other day?
I can't remember.
Bollock.
No, I did not. No.
We're not allowed to say that.
No, yeah. No, but listen, if I called it that, I would have owned up to that. I didn't call it that. No, I grew up in Dumbarton and Alexandria and Balloch, man. So you were down at my bit there.
Every day's a school day, like.
I know.
Yeah. So how long did you live there, like?
I lived there for 16 years. No, that can't be right. 14 years or so, around about Haldon, and then Bonhill and Balloch and Alexandria, and then Dumbarton for like high school. So that was about 14 years I was living there.
All right.
Yeah. So when you're saying you go down the water, you're like talking Maid of the Loch.
Oh no, it wasn't that. I didn't go that far out, but I did see that later on. The big paddle steamer.
Paddle steamer.
Oh, I love boats, man. I don't know why, but it's something about the freedom. Although I'm terrified of like cruises. Like I wouldn't want to ever go on a cruise. Just it's fear of the unknown sometimes.
Okay.
And like especially nature. Like,
all right, so you're thinking it might get a bit stormy. What the fuck?
I would genuinely, I don't know about you, but I would rather go into space than in the ocean.
Really?
I'd rather go into space than go down that way. Because there's not, as far as we know so far, there's no solid evidence there's anything in space. But we know there's some freaky shit down there.
There's some crazy shit down there, man. But the thing is, it's a long way down, though. Right? It's a long way down.
Well, we know there's nothing.
It's not going to come up and bite your wee ass, right?
We know there's nothing in space apart from Katy Perry's used tampons, but apart from that.
Did you see the video of her when she came back to Earth after that?
Was she kissing the ground or something?
I don't know, but I don't know if she did that, but the little clip that I saw, she looked, pardon the pun, properly spaced out. Like she was getting interviewed, and the interviewer was asking her questions, and she was just mindlessly rambling. It looked like. Have you not seen it?
I haven't seen that, man.
Yeah, I don't even remember what she was being asked, but she was given these like, profound. I've never whoa, and that was basically how the 8 minutes went. I didn't watch 8 minutes. I watched 30 seconds and checked out. And went,
then you finished.
Yeah, then I finished. Yeah.
Queefs, and then. Well, that's No, she's I thought Katy Perry was cool. She started off as a country singer, didn't she?
Was it country? Well, the first big hit she had was "I Kissed a Girl." Unless she had stuff out before that, did she?
That's not really country, is it?
It's just bubblegum pop, really, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
And then it moved on to what was the other one? It was Hot and Cold after. It must have been after that.
Yeah, it was I Kissed the Girl, then it was Hot and Cold, then it was Firework, I think.
Yeah.
Unless maybe that was later.
But then it moved on to shit like Roar. But before that, there was a song about her going up into space.
Was there?
Yeah.
Was that not Firework?
No,
that's how she should have been sent into space.
It was, I can't remember what it called. Not UFO. Extraterrestrial, that's what it was called.
Oh yeah, that was a slow one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just for the record, by the way, I absolutely love Katy Perry.
Oh, me too. Yeah. It's just hilarious. I did not expect to be going into a deep dive on my Katy Perry knowledge right now. That's completely unexpected on my end.
Do you not think she's been getting some major stick recently for some reason? Like she's what was that song that she had that was like women?
Yeah.
Powerful
Power Rangers. Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, she had a big mech suit on thing, but it was like it was like a mech suit bikini.
A mech suit bikini, and she filled up her tank by poking the thing in her arse.
Yeah, something like that.
That put me off her arse and petrol.
And petrol.
I don't know. I don't like the idea of things going into people like that.
You like your cars though. You probably use like the proper good petrol. No fuel save on this fucking in this machine.
It actually does say on my crappy little hairdresser's car, super unleaded only.
All right,
and I'm like, that's just got to be marketing.
That's my eye. Exactly. I mean, we're just trying to rinse you, mate.
Well, I put unleaded in it, and it like regular unleaded, and it fucking broke down.
No way.
So,
it actually,
it was just. It turned out it was just coincidence.
You could have had me there.
It was a battery issue, so it was nothing to do with the fuel. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean. No, we don't work for Texaco, do we?
No,
it's not like
not as far as I know, because I haven't seen a check yet. So, if we are endorsed, then you've been keeping that one quiet.
Yeah, totally. Let me finish a little bit about my day in Balloch, because you'll be having lived there, you may want you'll recognise the bits I'm talking about. So I went out on the boat. It was the exploration, so it was just an hour round Loch Lomond, and then obviously you got the telegram thing, the PA system thing.
The guide, tour
guide, giving you tourist information about the loch is 500 miles deep and 40 miles wide or some shit like that. And then
28 miles long.
Yeah, is it 28?
I think it's 28.
Right. What I liked about it though was like Scotland is somewhere like 500 billion years old, but the loch is only like 20,000 years old because it was formed.
I didn't know that.
No, this is what I get when
this is from the horse's mouth.
Well, yeah, apparently so. And so apparently the loch formed when tectonic plates or the northern thingy whatever See, I've learned so much.
Yeah. Use your words, bro.
Two of the fucking plates smashed together, and it formed like a nice, something to do with ice. Anyway, Katy Perry.
No, finish the story. What happened? So what happened? You went on the tour.
So I'm sitting on, and for once I'm actually trying to listen
Aye.
because it was 18 quid, so I want to at least learn something.
Yeah.
And it was just because I'm just on my own, obviously, with 49 Americans talking shit, and they obviously got so. It was an hour long, the cruise, but they got so bored that they just started playing with their phones, talking to each other, talking over,
rude,
and they're all
isn't it?
so loud that
Yeah.
they're talking over
Yeah.
the tannoy. And then, just as I thought they were dying down a bit, somebody let their dog go free, so they were all playing with the dog. And then I'm like, why are you even on this?
I know.
What did you think it was going to be?
I know.
You think it was going to be like a roller coaster? Or
That's so classic and stereotypical of people from that part of the world, isn't it? It's like, just shut up for a little while. Just shut up. Listen, please. You know, not over. I mean, I've been on. I remember going on that tour when I was younger. It used to be a boat called the Silver Marlin.
All right.
Was the ship that they used to go out and do those tours. So you're saying it's now the Explorer,
Oh no,
Exploration?
the cruise itself is called the Explorer. So I don't know what the name of the ship was.
Okay.
Or the boat. It wasn't. I don't know if it's.
Ship for things above water. Boats is actually the proper term for submarines. Did you know
What?
that? Yeah. Boats are submarines.
So what
Ships
about row your boat?
That's
How are
wrong.
you supposed to row a submarine?
with extreme difficulty. unless you're Johnny Depp and you can break physics.
Yeah.
Like that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean. But yeah, boats are underwater.
Oh, he's talking about the bit when
Aye.
him and the other guy,
Orlando
Bloom,
Aye.
also known as Legolas.
Legolas.
Oh
yeah.
no, that was a different film.
Different film, same guy.
Right, okay, and
Yeah.
he had the, there was a lot, because when I first saw that, well, I'm not big, I never watched all the Pirates of the Caribbean films, but I do remember that scene, and I was like, oh cool, I didn't realise you could do that, but you can't.
Apparently not. Apparently physics says that's impossible, but it's if you're Jack Sparrow, you can get up to just about anything you want to.
Yeah.
You know, taking prison doors off hinges and stuff. Maybe that's actually plausible.
How did he take the prison doors off the hinge?
It's all to do with leverage.
Leverage?
Yeah, that's the thing in the film. Don't worry about it.
All right.
But yeah,
Interesting.
no.
So after I did the cruise, I went to that Jurassic Park themed place. There's where the aquarium is.
The aquarium. Oh, you mean down by Lomond Shores?
Ah,
right.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Okay.
There's an owl sanctuary there as well.
Ooh. I had to join in.
And I went there. I went to this Jurassic Park. There was nobody else there, and I was sitting outside on the top balcony, having a bit of food, and that fucking seagulls ruined it. There was a seagull sitting right there, and he was definitely eyeing up my chips. And I tried to shoo him off, but they're hard little bastards.
Yeah, man.
Like, and they're not. I mean, they're hard big bastards for a bird.
Oh, down that neck. Yeah, absolutely.
Down that neck, right?
Aye.
Aye. I
Fuck
think
you
was there signs saying don't feed the seagulls because they're
Probably.
quite aggressive.
Yeah.
So I tried to shoo him away
Give
and
him
he
an
just
inch.
didn't budge.
Give him an inch, she'll take a mile. That's
Yeah.
how it worked.
Yeah, a bit like a few of your birds.
Hey.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
No, it didn't.
Right. I looked up, tried to shoo him away. He didn't fuck off, and I just thought, I'll just ignore him until he comes any closer. And then he seemed to leave.
Right.
Like, I couldn't see him, and then I looked round, and he was right here,
Right here.
like sitting on the barrier right next to me. I was like, fucking hell, it was like that bit.
Did he
in
have any good
Jurassic
chat?
Park.
Did he have good chat?
I know.
Was he whispered sweet nothings?
Yeah.
Those chips look nice,
Reminded me
guy.
of that bit where the guy's trying to hunt the velociraptor, and he finds out that there's one
Right over
right
his
here. He
shoulder.
thinks
Aye.
he's setting it up for that one, and I actually think I said out loud to myself, "Clever girl."
That's it, innit? Yeah.
So anyway,
So it was a productive and educational trip to Balloch, a completely unexpected one, a spontaneous trip. Man, those kind of days have always, they always stand out, don't they?
yeah,
When you do something that you just go with it.
yeah. I mean, we don't get much chance because we
No.
usually can't go that far because we're playing that night or something.
I know, but that's the thing. I mean, Muso weekend, Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday,
Yeah.
and possibly Sunday if you're not gigging. It's like you got to take that advantage of that when it comes around because, as you say, like especially for you with a Wednesday and a Thursday, you're gigging those nights as well, either here in town in Glasgow or you're over in Edinburgh as well. And then Friday, Saturday, it's wedding potentially, or pub if there's not a wedding on that night. You're right. If you want it, because you want to not be stressing out about what you're doing that night. You want to be able to go out and do something and just enjoy it.
Yeah. It even crossed my mind that if I was having a good time in Balloch, I might even just stay the night.
Yeah.
Fuck
it, you could have.
Could have done that. It was Tuesday.
I'm guessing you didn't.
No, I was and the reason I didn't was because I took my. I mean, this is a stupid reason not to do it, but took my power brick and my power brick failed, or the cable failed. So I was like, my phone was dying. So
better get home.
Yeah. So I literally got my keys. I got the train back to Queen Street, and I got the bus here, and then. Just as I turned the key in the door, my phone died. So I was like, that was meant to be. That's a sign to say, you've had a day out. That's plenty.
Don't push it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think I spent the rest of the night just fucking wanking to Justin Bieber videos and that,
Usual.
Standard Tuesday night.
Standard Tuesday night, man. Listen, I'm surprised it wasn't Drake.
Drake? Is he the guy that coined the... Is he the guy that coined the dab?
The dab, I don't know.
No, it's just because one of his videos, he's like...
Is that what it is? Oh, yeah, no, that's become the meme, isn't it?
That's a meme, isn't it? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's like, well, for me, it would be Les Paul's, Fenders,
Fenders.
Yeah. Even though I am showcasing my new 339 over there.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love that guitar so much. You were playing your PR. We finally got to the bottom of which PRS it was. You were playing at the Attic the last time I saw you.
Yeah, that was Friday 30th.
Yeah.
At the Garage Attic. Yeah, that's right, for FTS. Yeah,
Did you enjoy that gig?
Loved it, man.
Yeah, I thought you were amazing. The sound was actually brilliant for the size of the room. The guy just cranked everything.
Oh, we had a fun time, man. And ultimately, as you'll know, I've got Micah and Aidan and myself and Fuzz, who just joined the band.
Oh, is it Fuzz?
Fuzz, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, Fuzz just joined me, and he was amazing.
Yeah, he was.
Didn't seem out of place. Does he vibes with the boys, which is amazing. Hasn't met George yet. Still got to find a time for them two to meet, which will be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, such a fun time. And sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say it was kind of like the times that I've seen you with Face of Silence before has always been you just singing.
Yeah.
Which is something that if I had a remotely decent voice, I would want to do now and again. But it was just I was like, wow, these are not easy songs to play and sing at the same time. The riffs are complex, and you're playing lead parts as well.
Yeah.
I know Aidan shares a little bit of the lead stuff, but
totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I did not write those songs with the intention of me playing them at the same time.
Yeah, totally.
That was the hard part. But I feel like I did well enough.
Yeah.
Definitely did well enough. It was a challenge, and it was funny because we were talking about it afterwards, weren't we? And I really agree after having done that with what you said, which was you should pick up the guitar and play the guitar as well on some of the songs now.
Some of the songs, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the songs, yeah.
Because there's a few bits where maybe that third, because it would be three guitars on the stage at that point.
Andrew WK.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Remember there was an interview with him once where I saw him at Leeds Festival actually once, and
was he good live?
The show was amazing. He was on at like fucking 2 in the maybe 1 in the afternoon.
Right.
So it's not really the case. Andrew WK. If you don't remember, Andrew WK is the guy with the "When it's time to party, we will party hard." And his album cover was fucking nosebleeds.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, this is definitely not the kind of music you want to be, having a cup of tea and a bacon roll to when you're sitting on the hill at Leeds Festival. But no, they were amazing. It was just a bit of a, I was like, where's the Cranberries when you need them,
Yeah. This is
bring on Jewel. My hangover can't stand anything more rocking than Coldplay right now.
Oh God.
And that was back before Coldplay were huge, so it was a possibility. But no, the show was great. But yeah, he had an interview around that time where they were like, why do you have 3 guitar players? And he's not. So he's got 3 guitar players, and he doesn't play guitar.
Right. Okay.
So it's him. Drums, bass, and 3 guitarists and the keys player.
Fucking
keys player really is only there for that.
What note, man? What a job!
I know.
I wonder how much he gets in the royalties. It's like he played all the way through the whole song. He gets his percentages.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What was that band from back in the 90s that was like 15 of them? And I'm not talking about people like So Solid Crew and that.
Right.
I'm talking about like, was it the Polyphonic Spree or something? And there was like 14 or 15 members and they all played instruments. And I was like, man, after royalties and management fees and touring costs,
Everybody's making a pound. Aye.
everybody's getting a pound. And that's if you sell 1 million albums.
Yeah.
Or 1 million tickets. I'm like, Jesus, I can't even be arsed to pay the 2 guys that play with me. Obviously, everybody in hospitality and entertainment is usually having a Christmas night out in January, isn't they?
Yeah.
So do you
after the madness.
Yeah. So it's always what you plan to do that, but by the time you hit like the 3rd or 4th of January when things cool down, you realise you've been together almost every day for like the last 3 months or something.
Yeah, and even more intense in December. You're like, do you know what?
Yeah.
Everybody, let's all just stay in the house.
Yeah, everybody.
Our own houses.
Just having 5 separate Christmas nights out, just sitting at the end of a bar on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
This is fucking heaven.
I know, this is great.
Thank you, Santa.
I know. For this brief interlude.
Some peace and fucking quiet.
That's the Michael Bublé song he didn't write.
Did you ever see him on Graham Norton? And Graham was like, it's Christmas. It was around Christmas time, and Michael Bublé was on, and Graham showed him a meme that somebody had made, and it was a picture of a cave with Michael coming out of it, going, it's Christmas time, and Michael Bublé is coming out of hibernation or something, and he really didn't like it.
Really?
Oh, he was like, I don't understand why that's funny. But then again, he's got quite a dry sense of humour, so maybe he did like it, but he just put it on, pretended not to. I mean, for the guy who like works, probably does like 15 gigs a year.
I know. And all of them are at Christmas.
Yeah, just get a fucking residency at the North Pole.
Pretty much.
You're done for the year.
It's not the easiest gig to reach, right?
Yeah, he basically works about as many hours as Santa does.
Yeah.
You know. Or the elves.
Gets paid more.
Yeah.
Well, definitely than the elves.
They're the elves, yeah. I mean,
they don't get paid.
Do you ever think that Santa, although he's the delivery guy, he's basically the Steve Jobs of the North Pole?
Yeah. He's the ideas.
Because, like, did Steve Jobs actually invent anything? Or did Bill Burr talks about that when he's like, I've got an idea. You guys get on it.
Yeah, you make it. That was exactly right. Or at least as far as popular portrayals of Steve Jobs go, yeah. He was like, he had the vision, but he didn't actually do any of it.
Yeah.
He was just like, this is what we need to make. Why? Because I see it. Okay. Cool. He's a visionary. He's a fucking twat. Was. Yeah, past tense. No.
Yeah. What did they call him? Bill called him Nerd Jesus.
Nerd Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, I can see why. I can see why. No, he was so pretentious about that shit though, that he literally one of Apple's products that they made, they literally made it. It didn't have any software on it. It was just hardware, but they made it because some other company was making software and he knew that they didn't have hardware. So, so he made a device that could use their software, like in advance of them making it themselves. So they had to use his. And I can't remember what the company was, but I'm almost certain that they then swallowed them up. So they got the software as well.
Right.
And that's where it all came from.
So a software company built some software, but they must have, in order to build the software, they must have been using a platform anyway. So was it Microsoft or Linux?
Maybe it was. Yeah. I really don't know. I can't remember the details of that, but I'm sure that was in the film. Where he, and it's like, I'm so clever, I'm all this and I'm all that. It's like, shut up, man. Visionary. He's a visionary. He's an idiot.
Visionary.
Harry. Delay.
Well, who's the new Steve Jobs? Probably Tesla guy, Elon.
Oh God, let's not talk about him. He's mental, man.
We've almost gone full circle here because that spaceship, because Elon's doing the spaceship thing.
Well, him and what's the other one? Bezos. from Amazon.
Right, well, they teamed up.
Well, maybe because
I know nothing about current affairs.
Well, this is about as current as I get. That a few years ago, Bezos was making rockets or was wanting to go into space. Wait a minute, did he not finance the rocket that Katy Perry was on? Is that not what that was?
This is what I was getting to.
Aye.
Because I think the conversation's inadvertently gone full circle already.
Round the globe.
And it kind of makes
again.
sense that Elon Musk's rocket that was shaped like a massive cock.
Yeah.
And he's put a bunch of women in it. It's meant to be the other way around. You're supposed to put your cock in women. You're putting women in your cock. He's got it backwards. Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
It's alright. It's fucking hilarious, though, man.
So anyway, what else has been going on with you, man? I fucking hate small talk, like how's it going?
I know.
Or what's happening?
I know.
But I know you're a busy guy and I haven't seen you for 2 weeks, so what have you been doing?
What have I been doing? We, with the update, with the promotion side of things, have got 2 gigs live on the site now that we haven't made. They're not ours. Externally created up in Dundee.
That's amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Right. So is this bands that you'd worked
buzzing.
with before, or?
It's a promoter called Bonnie Scotland Presents. So
Right.
she's up in Dundee and she's orchestrated them all. Got the bands to sign up and got the venue on board and everything, and tickets are being sold, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my God! Sorry, so you're actually now inadvertently promoting a gig in Dundee
I know.
that you were no
idea.
part of.
No
That's
idea.
Great.
No
This
idea.
is when this is the dream, man. This is the passive income dream.
Hope so, man. I
Yeah,
hope
mean,
so.
it's not passive because you worked your arse off for the last 10 years to figure out how to make this platform easy to use for everybody who wants to put on a gig. And
Totally.
obviously, I've used it a couple of times already. You obviously use it for all of your gigs. Well, you didn't use it for the Attic one because that was an external.
Yeah, that wasn't us.
Wasn't even a promoter. It was management.
Yeah, reaction.
Right.
Yeah, reaction
Right.
management. Yeah.
All right. So, yes, that's what I like about you up to, man. I was actually but the first time I ever got paid from it, I was like, because you just don't expect these things to work. I was like, oh fuck, it works. I was like, oh well, the boy's done good. He must have a fucking brain somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there, mate, yeah.
Somewhere between his PRS side of his brain and his Les Paul side of his brain. There's a sliver of Fender in there that's talking
So
common sense to
is
you.
that the smart part? Is it? Yeah. Fucking shut up. Get out.
We always argue about that, don't we? Even though, I mean, it's clear to see we're obviously joking because I've got a couple of Gibsons and a couple of, well, mostly Fenders and that. But, well,
What is it? 1, 2, 2 Fenders up here. Gibson there. Yeah, man.
well,
it's a-
technically that's an Epiphone, but no, that's a Gibson, but that's an Epiphone,
yeah. No, it's a good
So what have
selection,
I'm
man.
just trying to think what I've got downstairs. Oh yeah, 4 Strats.
Aye. Yeah. There we go. You're
So-
painting your fucking colours on there, man.
True.
Yeah.
I've got a Gretsch downstairs as well. It's like a 335, but it's
Alright.
like the country gent style, so it's
Oh,
a very nice
nice,
guitar.
man.
But it's a very little use to me because you have to actually be able to play guitar to pull off a Gretsch, man. You know, you can't.
That's
pull
why I
off-
got rid of mine.
Come on. Yeah. No, I'd say, but they're not shred machines in the way that we would use
Nah,
guitars as
yeah,
shred
no.
machine because they're
You
quite
can- you
big. So
can-
as soon as you put it over like a certain amount of gain, it's just feeding back.
Yeah, exactly.
Haven't said that. Chris Cornell was a Gretsch guy. Oh, was he? No, the guy from Queens of the Stone Age,
Josh Homme.
Josh Homme.
Is he a Gretsch guy? But I don't. This is right. So this is an interesting part of this whole thing because you get bands like Queens of Stone Age, who you think are like heavy, but I bet that the gain isn't that high on their amps when they were recording that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. When they're recording, that's my point. Yeah. So when they play live, they can find it to high heaven because But yeah, you're right there, man. I mean, it's famously been said that AC/DC played relatively clean as well. But whenever somebody covers their songs, it's like
Get it heavy.
it's like you need a Mesa Boogie for this, man.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, you're a Mesa Boogie guy, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I love it.
I might have to dabble in that at some point. How do you get on with them? Do you use a foot switch for them, or do you? Because it's the thing is they've got like 4 channels, haven't they?
Some of them do, yeah. The one that I've got is a mini, so it's got 2 channels. It's got an overdrive and it's got a clean. But within that, it's got on the clean, it's got clean or pushed, so you can get like overdrive.
A bit of crunch out the clean channel, yeah.
And then on the distortion channel, you've got vintage or modern,
All right.
and that again is just a I don't know exactly what it is that it's changing, but the vintage is slightly less than the modern is. I guess the modern is like, what you would anticipate Nickelback using, or even.
Well, you gotta be careful there, man, because I think it's getting to the point where Nickelback might be classed as vintage as well.
I know at this point.
Is vintage or modern? Like what year's the cut off here? When was the amp made? Do you know what year it was?
I don't know what year it was made.
Because if it was 2004 to like 15, you're talking cents there. But if it was made in the last like 5 years, the vintage sound might be McFly.
Yeah, I know. Well, do you know, I was watching a video. I was watching like on YouTube you get like Kerrang and Scuzz, like the music video channel. Well, no, they're not the channels, but like the playlists with the music videos that were on those TV channels. And You Found Glory, My Friends Over You came on. And they've got dual rectifiers in that music video.
Yeah.
Whether they actually were using them, if they were theirs and they were using them, who knows. But I was like, yeah, okay. Even a pop punk band like that are using Mesa Boogies. Cool. Yeah. That makes sense because it's that big, thick, clean, bitey distortion.
Totally, man. Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of Blink-182. Tom DeLonge uses them.
Really?
Yeah. But apparently he went into the music when they first got the chant. This is just hearsay, so don't quote me on this. Don't tell Tom that I'm slagging him off. But apparently he went into the shop when he first got like a wedge of money and went, go and buy some gear for touring. And he just went up to the amp with the most flashy lights on it and just went, I love that. And it was a Mesa Boogie. That's the story that I heard. But
ooh, the aliens. Ooh. This is Space Tone.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so speaking of vintage gear, that's my dad's old 1973 Vox AC30.
With 4 inputs in it, man. Yeah.
Well, I did have 6 actually, but what we did was swap the one of them for a master volume because it's a bloody loud bugger.
Oh yeah,
and even with the master volume, it's hard to get decent tone.
Really?
At low volumes.
Yeah. Just sounds clean.
Just pretty much.
Yeah.
And then if you do get a bit of dirt, it is nice vintage dirt, but
loud.
Yeah, I've used it at 2 gigs and I was never happy with it because it needs. I mean, that is the amp that the Beatles used at Shea Stadium with no PA. Sorry, there was a PA for the vocals. The drums weren't mic'd up. The amps weren't mic'd up. This is the shit they were using. So if they can do a stadium with this amp, what chance have I got of using it in the Wolf?
None.
None,
man. The fact that they didn't.
Viva Le Blues Junior.
There he is. Yeah, the fact that they didn't even mic up the kit, man. They didn't have PAs that could handle that at all, did they?
They didn't. No. Ringo said he was playing by memory, like all the songs.
Obviously, he couldn't hear a thing.
No, he couldn't hear anything. It's mad, isn't it?
At that point, it's not even a gig, is it?
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's
plus, they couldn't actually. Even Paul and John couldn't hear their amps over the sound of the
screaming.
The screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
A little bit like one of my gigs, but not for the right reasons.
What's the right reason?
Shut up!
Or, because I'm... Never mind. Breathing babies.
Wise call.
I'm determined to not censor any of this, so...
You better not speak anymore then.
Yeah, I know. Just want to do a power hour of chat. We're on 35 minutes so far, man, so we're doing all right. Gigs of the weekend?
Lucky's tomorrow. And then Grosvenor on Saturday.
That's Lucky Strike, by the way.
Yes, Lucky Strike. But they go by Lucky's. They call it Lucky's.
Yeah, but they might not know that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Lucky Strike.
So you're Lucky's tomorrow and Friday. Ooh.
Tomorrow night, Lucky's. And then, Saturday night, Grosvenor.
I'm off tomorrow night.
You going to come down?
Jim Kilt's doing something at Ivory Blacks. What time are you on? 9 till 11?
9/11, yeah. Not that 9/11. 9 till 11, yeah.
We shall never forget 9/11.
We shall never forget.
That was a fireman said that on the news once.
Really?
Just after it, he was like, we will never forget 9/11. And I thought, I should hope not. It's your phone number.
That's good. I like that.
That was a Jimmy Carr line, that.
Yeah, okay, that's good. So that's ours. What about you? So you're off on Friday? That's unusual.
Yeah, it is unusual. Got a cancellation a few months ago and it never got filled in for a wedding.
Fair.
So Jim's doing something. He might be on at Ivory's quite early, and then I can hightail it round to Lucky's and catch you guys.
Yeah, man, that'd be great.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Sweet.
What are you doing Saturday?
Saturday, I've got a wedding in Newton Stewart.
Newton Stewart.
Not that I've got a problem with Newton Stewart. It's just the fact that it's like 2.5 hours away, but it's not 2.5 hours away. as the crow flies, it would probably be like an hour and 20.
Aye.
But it's just because of the road ticket. You have to basically go
Long
to
and
Ayr.
winding road.
And it's not a fun road that either.
No.
And not only that, but it's not Newton Stewart. You get to Newton Stewart and it's like an extra 20 minutes past that.
Yeah.
It's it's like nope.
Done.
Like falling out of the World Trade Center and thinking, finally I'm not gonna.
Was this going that there's like the
manhole?
It's open.
And then somebody opens
further.
it, you're like, fuck's sake, it's still got. So it's like getting
The
to
further it falls.
Yeah, it's like Newton Stewart, 2 miles. Oh, thank God. And you get to Newton Stewart, and then you realise that the venue's another
5
half an hour
miles away.
down the road. So no, but I mean, I still love doing what I'm doing, man. It's like if anybody wants to book me to make noises with my face and play Clapton licks all night, I should be so lucky.
Yeah.
They're really just Noel Gallagher licks on a Strat.
Aye.
Which is why they sound like Clapton.
Aye, yeah, absolutely. Listen, I know why you play those guitars.
Yeah, I'm just disguising the fact that all I do is play pentatonics. But
you do them very well.
No, I learned the Mixolydian the other day.
Aye.
Yeah, started that in the
going for
flat
modes.
7th in.
Aye. Is the Mixolydian not? Is it harmonic minor as well? Is that what that one is?
No, the harmonic minor would be the. Is it not Locrian?
Is it Locrian?
The Mixolydian is basically you're playing. If you're in the key of A, you play the scale of D.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's your 4th up.
Yeah, okay.
So that means that you're playing a F sharp instead of a G. Oh no, an F sharp instead. So anyway,
I know. Brain can't brain.
we'll just
Promise. We can actually play.
Yeah, let's release a podcast which demonstrates to the world that none of us know.
Aye, we haven't got a fucking clue. Everybody who knows us knows that though.
Yeah, I think looking at the two of us, I think people would go, "Why the fuck is Gary and Doug talking about guitar scales?" We all know that they're just play by ear and shapes,
Yeah.
Which is sometimes, do you ever feel guilty about that you couldn't genuinely have a conversation with a jazz guy?
Unless I'm appreciating other jazz guys.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about like theory behind music,
yeah,
man, I'm out my depth.
Aye.
I'm out my depth, man.
Yeah.
I love it though. Like it sounds amazing.
But if we're in drop D, we know everything. We know what's going on.
Bro,
we know the 6th fret. We know the 4th fret.
No, the third, bro.
We know the 10th. Well, the 10th is one of my favourites.
Yeah, you gotta get that pinky out as well.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah. So, if you want to come to us for tips on drop D shit,
look up.
we're the guys. Bang. It's one of my favourite noises in the world. Bang.
But the tuning back up's so much worse.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the worst.
Yeah, it's like, back to normality.
Oh, it's boring.
It's
I've actually got to put my fingers on the board to make a fucking chord now.
yeah.
I can't just be lazy.
I know. For me, sometimes I get so bored as I try and play songs that are not in drop D.
In drop D.
Like Mr. Brightside's a good one for that because it's in D anyway.
Oh,
so you're playing in drop D. And the reason that came about is because one time, I think we played a few songs
That
in drop
does sound
D.
awesome,
And
to be
then
fair.
I instantly started Mr. Brightside, but Dean didn't have time to tune up. I didn't give him, or maybe he was like, he had a problem with his pedal or something. So he played Mr. Brightside in drop D. And when he realised, oh wait, this sounds fat as fuck.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'll do
cool,
that.
I'm doing that as well next time. So I think, we don't do it very often, but if we happen to play it after a drop D song, we just leave it as it is.
That's class.
And it can sound pretty fun.
That's class. Yeah, I'm gonna have to investigate that now because you've got me thinking. Imagine Summer of '69 and drop D, bro.
We've done that before as well.
Yeah. Fat.
I don't think I would do the intro riff in drop D, but it's like, just because it's so iconic as it is.
I know. I was thinking of a way to be like, just
I
chug
might
it
have
up.
fucking known that would be exactly where your
chug
brain
it
went
up.
straight away. I've started sending our drummer Gibby a couple more demos, and
You've been writing? You got new stuff?
Oh, loads of new stuff, man. Yeah, they're all. It's all just.
What's my favourite sentence to hear you say?
As soon as I've got any demos, I'll shove them up your ass and see if you jizz.
It's a guarantee.
I'll send them your way, man. But no, they're good. There's one that's I'm quite excited about called The Different Side, which is we nearly got that done at yours.
All right, okay.
That Nicola Taylor's going to sing on it, and it's a bit rappy.
Okay.
And the middle 8 is in drop B.
Whoa.
Well, the bottom string's down to B.
What
is it? Yeah, anyway, so I played it to the boys in the van, and they were like, fuck. Like Gibby's happy if it's in drop anything. And it's got a halftime middle section. He's cool with it. You know, he comes from the school of Nickelback and all
Rage.
that kind of new metal kind of stuff. So Korn as well. You know. Oh, what's the heaviest song you guys play?
In Slam Dunk.
Yeah.
The heaviest.
Yeah, because even the heaviest song in Slam Dunk probably isn't as heavy as anything that you do with Face of Silence.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know. We do a pretty heavy version of Sugar We're Going Down, but that's not heavy, is it? Honestly, that's because we stick to that pop punk stuff.
Yeah.
So nothing that I would call heavy. But what's your example of what yours is?
Well, I'm pushing the boat out a little bit recently, man, because I think for years and years, well, you know, you've probably seen us playing like Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park, and we do Last Resort, but Dean started singing that because it's impossible to sing and play.
It's so hard.
I can do it, but there's loads of mistakes and it's all over the place, and I can't cue the guys when I'm looking at it, and pedals as well. And so Dean started singing that one, and I've started singing Numb by Linkin Park. Sometimes we'll swap over, you know, what songs we sing. But I've started pushing the boat out a bit recently, so what did it start with? Chop Suey. That's pretty heavy.
Class.
It's comedy heavy though, isn't it? So we're going for Slipknot. Duality. So this up me say.
Yeah.
It's the only way. It's up me day.
Fingers into my
Yes.
fucking brilliant, man.
I love the verses in that as well. It's just like a list of shit that he hates. You know, it's like
That's exactly what it is.
I've
waited until my face collapsed. I've waited as the time elapsed. And he's singing it like down there. It's just all down here. He's just really annoyed about everything.
That's a pretty good impression there, actually. Yeah. All right. So
that is a great song to cover, man.
But I think we're gonna be shit at it. You've just got to sometimes go, listen, there's like 8 people in Slipknot. Is there 9? 7?
8, 9, yeah. Yeah. They got a guy whose only job is to hit kegs.
Hit the keg, yeah. Boom. Well, I mean, we're pretty good at hitting the keg, man.
Hitting the guy, yeah, for sure.
In a different way, but no, it's nice to kind of push the boundaries, but then I'll have to say the heaviest song we play is probably "Blind" by Korn.
Do you go for Korn as well?
Or what was it? Boo, beep, boo.
Freak on a Leash.
Freak on a Leash. We do that one. We're pretty good at that now, I have to say. Jonathan Davies hasn't got a massive range.
Yeah,
so
but can you do the?
Oh yeah, well I give it the old college try.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Comedy. Yeah, it's fucking something like that. You know what I mean? And then when it comes in the bit when I like that riff that goes like B to C. It's like,
no.
Oh no, I was talking about
Oh yeah.
And then that go. And have you ever seen that on YouTube? The first comment is the most, or don't quote me on this, but there's a comment high up on it, and it's just one guy that goes, every time I hear him say go, I could run through a wall with a smile on my face.
Yeah. Yeah. I buy that. It's just hype, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's be a fucking amazing like gym song, wouldn't it? You know, just about to do some like fucking heavy deadlifting or squats or something. Go, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to put on some gains when you're listening to "She's Got a Lip Ring" and
I know, it's not what it was written for, is it?
No, that's true. But yeah, so what is do you go to the gym or do you just work out from home? Because you've got a pretty...
I've got to be set up at home, man. Yeah, I've got. I'm in this position right now where I've had a gym membership for 6 months and not used it. So I've just been spending money on having a gym membership, but not going, which is really...
That's what they're banking on.
I know, man.
That's what they want you to do.
I know. And it would the opposite relationship with the gym would be tremendous, which is where they only charge you if you don't go.
This is similar to, I had a taxi driver the other night in an Uber who goes, oh yeah, I was at the casino the other night. I've just started learning how to play poker. It's like, you're learning how to play poker and you're doing it in the casino.
At the casino.
And he goes, well, you say that, but I won 500 quid. I was 500 quid up by the end. And you know what? They invited me back tomorrow night and gave me 30 quid free to play with. I'm like, You have been marked, my friend.
Yes.
They have seen you coming a mile off. They want that money back ASAP.
Aye.
You know what I mean? Why do you think you got invited back? It wasn't because you're an amazing poker player. They probably already know you're a beginner. So anyway, that's like
Definitely.
the gym membership going, oh, well, it's not really even like that, but it's like, well, they'll take your money. They're probably praying that you don't go.
They're so happy to take your money, man.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, I mean, they've taken mine for so long, but my problem is I find lifting weights quite boring. Do you?
Well, it can be. Yeah, it can be. You gotta. I think weight. But I think it's the same as like guitar in a way, right? If you remember back, I know that you're really old and all that, but remember back to when you first picked it up, right? And how, like, maybe it's different because maybe you're the same as me. Like when you picked up a guitar for the first time, you actually did fall in love with it, and you were like, I know that I'm shit, but I really enjoy this.
Right.
So you keep going because that first year maybe is like if you can get over that. And you learn how to play chords and you learn how to piece together songs, you're kind of hooked at that point because you've already got over that first hurdle.
Yeah.
I think the gym's kind of the same. If you can stick at it for long enough, because I used to play rugby, so I loved going to the gym and running and training and all that kind of stuff. I was right into it. And once you start seeing some gains that way, oh man, fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, well, I think it's because I don't like. I'm not in the pasta. I haven't really been a fan of eating
In the pasta.
in the pasta. Yeah, or I was eating the wrong shit. Now,
That could be it, yeah.
well, if you're eating shit at all, you're probably.
It's not going to make your gains easier. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, would it? Because shit's not got protein in it, is it?
You thought about literally eating shit right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
like if
fuck.
you're eating shit, you're probably at Weatherspoons or something.
Well, I totally. I hate
it's,
that place, man.
It is.
I really do.
Hey, who doesn't like microwave food?
I know.
I had to get used to it when I was skint. All I could afford was 5. You get 5 micro meals for a £5 from Tesco.
Right.
And it was like the most. It was like lower than Tesco value. You get Asda Smart Price. Is it Tesco Smart Price or Asda?
No. Tesco Value and Asda. Yes. I think you're right. Smart
It
Price.
used
Yeah.
to be Smart Price. It's something else now. So yeah, I used to just have them and just micro meals all the time. And to be fair, I was getting a bit chunky then, but I wasn't. Still wasn't going to the gym. But because I find weights boring, and I really enjoy mountain biking, which is cardio.
Yeah.
Which for somebody who has problems putting on weight, muscle, cardio is the last thing you should be doing.
Probably.
Really,
But it's good for your like was it your anaerobic or your aerobic? I can't remember what the difference is. There's a difference. But like having a strong heart and good lungs means that you could train for longer, say.
Right.
Yeah,
got you.
Your
Yeah.
muscular endurance will be good. And that's really important if you're going for like lots of reps, which you might find really boring.
Right,
That's
got
the
you.
problem.
Well, what I've done is, and maybe you could advise me on this because you're more in shape than I am, but yeah, I've stopped using like the highest weight because I've got some weights down the stairs, as you've probably seen, but I've stopped trying to use the highest weight possible and just use a weight where I can just sit and watch the telly.
All right, okay.
And just keep do 3 sets of that.
Yeah.
3 sets of 10. Starting to feel a bit of a burn at the end of it, but it's not like a part of my day where I have to take time out and
Aye.
and
That's
get the pump.
arguably the best way to do it, man. If you after 3 sets, if you're doing 12 reps,
10
roughly
to 12, yeah.
10 to 12, yeah. If by rep 10 you're like, oh, okay, that's a bit heavy now. That's perfect.
Right.
That's
okay.
ideal.
Yeah.
And then obviously, as you were saying, like getting the eating on the go and making sure that you're trying to take a little bit of a calorie surplus if you want to do that. It'll happen.
Yeah, it's like anything, isn't it, man? It's like if you know that you're supposed to make music, or like if you feel guilty that you've not been creative recently, it's like as long as you can get, because I know you've got a beautiful studio down the bottom of your garden. If you can get your laptop down to there with the guitar and the cables that you need, then you'll be there for 12 hours.
It happens. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just. Here's the thing. I think that works for anything. It's like if you can put your trainers on. If you put your joggies and your trainers on, or your shorts and your trainers, you're going to go.
Aye.
And
Probably enjoy yourself too.
you probably have a great time, and you come back feeling great about yourself because you put your train. Here's an interesting one, because I haven't come up with a name for this podcast yet.
All right, okay.
Because I wanted it to be something totally different, because it's probably just going to be me and you
Cool,
most of the time, unless we squeeze a wee guest in
Aye.
and again.
Has to be very small to fit in that gap.
Yeah. So,
We're thinking about a
Because
name.
I love that you've got like notes around your house that say just do it
Aye,
or
just fucking do it.
you know just Nike.
Stop being a dick.
Yeah.
Get on with it, you
Yeah.
fucking twat.
Yeah, like so we could call it something to do with like get your trainers on.
Yeah,
Or
we could.
get your boots on.
Aye, okay. We can work
Well,
with this.
boots wouldn't really work because you don't run in boots, do you?
No, you don't run
Although
in boots.
Sonic had running boots.
He did, but he was a hedgehog.
As he was hedgehog.
And hedgehogs clearly in their dress code, boots are like priority, you know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's in the nature files. Sonic wore running boots because he was a hedgehog.
Animal wore boots. Not Animal. What's the red one called? Was that no? Animal was a
Knuckles.
Muppet. Knuckles wore boots.
And
They all-
tails.
and tails. Yeah, they
Were
all
they
wore
running
boots.
boots or running shoes? Anyway, I thought we could have like a almost like a inspirational title for the
Fuck yeah.
for the thing, you know,
Fuck yeah.
because that's what we're here for for each other.
For each other.
It's like
Yeah, I
to go,
love. Yeah.
Get the fucking shit done.
I know.
What you need to do.
Well, it's funny because you were talking about like getting the shoes on and when you go out and do it. Do you ever have this where you know you've been like in your own head you've been a little bit lazy for a few days? Because I get this all the time, and I I've got a gig on, like let's say it's a Friday night, so tomorrow night, let's say, and I sleep in a little bit longer than I should, so I'm getting up at, I don't know, 11 or 12 or something, and then I'm kind of moseying about and I'm just kind of pottering and I'm kind of basically wasting the day. I'm not really doing anything. And as soon as I get in that van to go to whatever the gig is, I'm like, fuck, I wish I was at home so I could record right now.
Oh yeah.
Do you ever get that?
That's so strange, man. Yeah.
Weird. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, now I'm going to go and do the thing, but I could have been doing the thing.
Right.
But why didn't I do the thing when I could have done the thing? Fuck me.
Now I think that I was watching something the other day, and I totally concur with everything you said there, and it led me to this thought process, which is a guy I was watching on YouTube talking about basically things that we talk about all the time, which is like how to stay motivated and how to get shit done. And he was like, the problem that we all have right now, see when we were kids, maybe not so much for you because you're 10 years behind me, so you probably were born with a fucking smartphone in your hand.
No, I was still pre-internet, man. 1994 was me.
94, right? Okay, so you still had a few years before it was all fucking Tinder and Bumble and,
All the rest of
Grindr, shoving your balls up the fucking input socket in the phone, trying to get laid. I don't know how it works.
USB who?
I don't know. So, like, when we were kids and we learned how to play guitar, we had very little distractions.
Yeah.
You have to say...
Much less.
I would say, I mean, this is an unpopular opinion, but I genuinely think there's less musicians now than there ever have been in our lifetime. Because there's so many distractions.
I could believe it, man. I could believe that. Yeah, because there's as you say, there's so many other things that take people's attention these days, isn't there?
Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
this.
how many? Well, yeah, maybe. Hopefully, people are either watching or just listening and having a nice time. We smile on their face every so often.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
that's a good thing about podcasts. You can have it on in the background while you're being productive. I put something on and restring my guitars or go for a run or cycle. I don't like running. I like cycling.
Like cycling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the chafing.
Yeah. It's just something about that dildo that I glued to the seat of my bike.
I know exactly what it is, mate. It's because it's in you.
Yeah. That was the factory. That was there when I bought it, officer.
I think you'll find I brought this with me. But it is, man. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. I remember not having anywhere near the same level of distractions when I was younger, and finding playing guitar by itself incredibly rewarding. Man, I used to go out and play football and all that kind of stuff, and tennis and rugby when I went to school, and loved it. And that was before, you would wake up. First thing you do when you wake up is you open fucking TikTok or Instagram or even something fucking boring and mundane like Gmail, and I see all the emails I've got to reply to and go, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that puts me off for another hour.
Yeah, so your first thought in the day is, oh shit.
I've got things to do.
Yeah.
Fuck. Why can't I just enjoy my life?
Yeah. Well, that's why I always love morning sex.
Yeah.
Like whenever I'm with somebody, I like the morning sex. It's like you wake up and the first thing you do with your day
great start to the
is
day.
one of the best things you can do as a human being.
Totally.
That's a great way to start.
Yeah.
And then fucking deal with the
It's
email.
all downhill from there.
Deal with the email later saying, your mum's been run over in a fucking car crash, and deal with that later. So fucking voicemails from
Priorities,
the cops,
man.
paramedics
Priorities.
and that. Like, I'm like, God, I just finish first, and then I'll deal with that. But because if you don't check your phone, then you don't know.
That's true.
But it's like we're living in a world where like it's not an excuse not to.
I know.
You've got no excuse to not know anymore because everybody's supposed to be
Well, that's the thing,
instantly
isn't it?
accessible.
Well, yeah, it's like establishing personal boundaries, isn't it? I am not going to allow myself to be reached. People can reach out to me, but I am not necessarily going to reply immediately. I think there's a healthy boundary that needs to be put in there. I think for everybody.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we all play that game of like. I mean, Messenger knows what they're doing when they go. You can pull down from the top if you want to read the message, but it's not going to be. I do that all the fucking time, and I don't mind that, and I don't think people should, unless it's like an immediate business thing.
Aye.
You know.
If you've got free time, then it's free time. It's up to you to decide what you do with it.
Plus, it's your free time. It's
Aye.
not the fucking. It's not everybody you know's free time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
This is the thing, like, so with like the bands and stuff, if ever there is something that's particularly urgent, I'll make sure that in my message, at the first thing is like urgent. I'll actually type urgent out so everybody can say, oh, right, what is it?
Good.
Other than that, it's like, okay, so, I mean, ideally you get back to me within a day or so, but like, I don't, we've all got lives, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, man. I think when you really think about it, do you ever have these times when, like, you're at the cinema for 2.5 hours or 3 hours if you want, or maybe even 5 hours if you watch an Oppenheimer, you know what I mean?
I haven't seen it.
Or 12 hours if you watch an Barbieheimer, whatever that fucking thing was, where people would like go and see one and then instantly go and see the other one. Is that like, that's like, sounds like having a hot shower than a cold bath.
Yeah.
And then switching between the.
Apparently that's healthy. I don't know if bouncing between Oppenheimer and Barbie would be healthy though.
No, I only saw. The weird thing is, man, I only saw Barbie.
Yeah, I've only seen Barbie as well, man. I haven't seen Oppenheimer.
What a pair of fucking grinders. Yeah, and then everybody was telling me at the time, "Are you going to see Oppenheimer do it in the cinema?" Because it's a visual spectacle.
Right. Okay.
But
that's like Avatar then. People said the same thing about Avatar.
And what was the Sandra Bullock one in space? Was it called Space? No. Gravity.
Gravity. That sounds familiar.
I saw that in IMAX, 3D, the whole shebang.
Was that the one where there's fucking space station and it all falls apart and does she get...
Yeah.
Is it that
George
one?
Clooney was in it as well. Yeah.
Scary.
So...
Scary.
Scary, yes, terrifying, but still not as terrifying as going out in a boat in the middle of the ocean to me. And
A
then
ship
going down.
or a boat? You mean a boat?
Ship or boat, yeah, ship.
Ship.
I mean, I wouldn't last 5 minutes in a submarine, man. I've got my arse is too nice.
Is that right?
For a start, Oh, did I tell you when I was in the dentist? And
that's put you on a story, has it? Okay. Let's have it. Let's have it.
Yeah, the hygienist, like she was like she was doing this vacuum down in my mouth thing, and she accidentally put it down my throat, and I nearly threw up.
Yeah.
And I was like, sorry, I've got a terrible gag reflex, and she went, that's all right. I was like, yeah, no, I wouldn't last 5 minutes in jail. She's supposed to be professional, and I loved the fact that I made her feel. She's great. Like I've been going to the dentist for 5 years because I had the braces and that, so I knew her a little bit, but I'd never said out like that.
Aye.
And she was like, she's kind of laughing, and the dentist guy was like the actual dentist was, he's very. I think he was trying not to laugh as well, but trying to be professional. Or trying to pretend he didn't know what I meant.
Well, maybe. You never know, man. You never know.
So have you got any cinema picks?
In terms of what films that I think are good out just now?
Yeah, I should say Rex, cinema recommendations.
I haven't been to cinema for fucking months, man. I haven't got a clue.
Really?
I haven't got a clue. I don't know if it's out yet. I will be going to see 28 Years Later. I think that'll be really cool.
Yeah.
Because it's what's his chops, Carlyle.
Robert Carlyle.
Was he not in one of the first ones?
Yeah, he was. I think he was in the.
He's in the original.
I think. It was the guy. I keep forgetting his name. The Irish guy, Peaky Blinders. Kieran.
No, you don't mean Cian.
Murphy. Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy, aye.
Cillian Murphy.
Was he in one of the first ones as well?
Yeah, they're actually wondering if he was going to be in this one because there's a bit where in the trailer where there's a zombie that looks like him. But yeah, it turns out it's not him.
It's not him, right?
How offended must he be?
I know. You look like a zombie, mate.
Yeah. No, that's not me.
Fucking might be though. Hey, I don't like
it. It's not me. You know.
Yeah.
It's like, who do people? Because I think audiences at gigs that we play sometimes are absolutely like. Maybe it's just me because I'm a bit weird looking anyway, but you know they can't wait to tell me who I look like.
All right.
And they'll sometimes take a picture of me and go, "Hey mate, get a picture. Yeah, you look like my mate." And I'm like, "Why? So what?"
I know.
You know, and one of my favourite ones, not so much recently, but you look like Tom York from Radiohead. Luckily, nobody seems to know what he looks like anymore because kids are, you know. I mean, I sometimes used to get the Ed Sheeran thing.
All right.
But yeah, what do people say you look like? Don't say Tom Cruise, you cocky fuck.
I wasn't going to say Tom Cruise. I don't know. When I was a bit younger, from the side, you're going to get that profile. Maybe not now because I've got the different hairstyle, but I used to get a little bit of Lionel Messi, the footballer. Yeah, I figured.
It's over my head there.
And yeah,
Jamie,
that was yeah, I know, right? That was the only one really. But yeah, I don't get that.
No, you don't get it.
I don't get that, man.
Right.
No, that's interesting.
Maybe it's because they know that you'll give them a fucking slap if it's anybody not attractive. Because it's never anybody attractive. That's the best thing. The best thing I ever got was David Tennant.
Do you know I can see that actually? That's good.
Well, not right now because I look like a rock lobster.
Rock lobster.
I've been out in the fucking sun too much this week, and I have zero pigment. I do not tan. I just burn. Burn. Yes, I'm gonna burn. Bomb track. Schlong track.
I was gonna say out on your bike, man.
Yeah.
Riding it.
Yeah, totally, man. Hey, we've done an hour.
I know.
We're going to try and keep these ones short and snappy, y'all.
Let's do it.
And maybe try and slag off superstar pop stars like Katy Perry a little bit less
Perry.
in the future.
Maybe.
Sorry about that. It's all jokes. We love Katy Perry. We love...
we love space. We love the oceans.
Yeah.
We love Tom York and Cillian Murphy. Who else did we offend? That's about it. I think that's it.
Is that it? So
yeah.
That was just a verbal disclaimer there.
Yeah. Everybody is loved on this here chat thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the gigs for this weekend? You've got Lucky's.
Lucky's on Friday. Yeah, Lucky's tomorrow night, 9:00, and then Grosvenor Cafe at 9:00 on Saturday as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And you are off on Friday.
Off on Friday. Weddings. So
Weddings.
No pointless advertising. Although next week we have Stramash in Edinburgh on Wednesday, Howlin' Wolf on Thursday. Something on Friday. See, this is why I didn't want to use my actual phone for the cameras so that I could do this.
Nice.
Like bring up references.
Here's one I made earlier.
Yeah. Of course, this is the time. It's like 1 in 50 times they asked me to put my pin in.
Of course.
For extra security. I've got Stramash, Wolf, Wedding. And then next Sunday, we'll be back at the Howlin' Wolf Blues Jam with Charlotte Marshall.
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff,
yeah. Cool. All right. Did you come up with an idea for the name?
No, I'm still pondering that, man.
Yeah.
Still pondering that. Let's not put a time limit on that because I think it'll come.
I love how we're advertising gigs that are coming out tomorrow, and we're probably not going to have edited this until not that I'm going to edit it anyway, but I've still got to splice it all together in that.
Doug and Gary talk shit.
D-A-T D-A Dagtus. Yeah, that's
Johnson and Jagger. Double J's.
J squared.
J
cubed. Step on my cubes, bitch.
My cubes.
Yeah, no, okay, so I guess the idea of having a motivational title is out the window now. Since
not necessarily. No, not necessarily. Step on my cubes. Step on my cubes. Right, we'll think about it.
Yeah, I wanted to be something mutual because the first thing that came in my head was that funky and chunky thing, but that's all me, baby.
That's you, man. That's your shindig.
I almost thought something to do with diamonds in the dirt.
All right.
That's all you, baby.
Cheers, my man. Man.
Doug's got an amazing new song called Diamonds in the Dirt, which isn't out yet.
It's not out yet.
Any idea when it will be?
2026, man.
No.
I'm holding
shit,
it.
You're killing your daddy. Killing your
I'm
daddy.
holding that bitch.
Oh
I'm
my
holding
God.
it back, man.
Well, I've already got a demo of it, so
You do, yeah.
well, I've got a link to it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Private link.
Private link, boy. Yeah.
Don't get cocky.
Yeah.
Send me your underpants, and I might share the link with you. Send me your bathwater, bitches. Ladies, sorry, I didn't mean to be disrespectful.
My God. Right. Anyway, that was fucking great. Thanks for tuning in, guys.